All right, well, welcome to the first episode of PPC and Pints, which has 0 pints.
0 pints. Just a couple of half pints of water. Okay, so we have a strongly held belief that most of the content that you see on LinkedIn these days is pure guff, and it's self-fulfilling nonsense. So we're here to create our own nonsense and guff and see what the people think of it.
I mean, I don't know if there. I wonder if there are any PPC podcasts or paid search podcasts. I haven't listened to any.
I reckon there's some paid search podcasts out there. None of them will be as good as this.
Maybe we should listen to them.
No, because we wouldn't want to bring ourselves down to their level.
Fine.
This will be much better.
But do you want to go first in your experience?
My experience. So I've been working in PPC for 11 years now, and we both worked agency side. We both worked at what were classified as respective agencies in their early days. We both worked in-house at William Hill, which is where we met together. And we've probably worked on between us hundreds of millions of pounds of Google spend. We've probably worked between us over 100 different clients. And we like to think we know what we're talking about when it comes to PPC.
Yeah. And then my expertise is more on the technical side of stuff. So I did physics at uni, so I've got a coding background. So everything automation goes through me. Basically, Rob comes up with an idea, and then I actually have to do the idea. And I haven't said no to any ideas yet, right? Or maybe one.
Which one was that?
Scrape Google Shopping like 1 million times a day.
Yeah, I bet I can do that.
Sure. That's the first one, which I was like, I'm not even going to entertain this.
It's fine though, because we'll just give it to Kai.
Yeah.
Kai will do it. So that's fine.
But Rob's the ideas man, I'm the doer.
That's how the agency was started as well though, right? Because our first client was Sigma Sports, and they had some very specific challenges that required tech, and I needed Jack's help. And that's kind of how it all started. We had all these ideas and Jack brought it to life in code, and Sigma Sports were one of our first clients and still a client 6 years down the line.
But I think in terms of how you manage campaigns now, that is how they're managed. As in, back in the day, you used to have to change bids, etc. Like, none of that applies. You need an ideas person, and then you need someone that can do the data and technical aspects. You don't actually need the middle manager anymore.
No, it's true. It's true. But we've kind of transferred our skills, haven't we?
Yeah.
So where you needed tech to do a really good job in the past because everything was really manual and you had hundreds of thousands of keywords and search terms, you needed tech to automate that. Whereas now you need tech to automate the more complicated things that connect to a client's real business strategy. So we've just sort of transferred the learnings, haven't we?
Yeah. But when we first started, we were kind of trying to do what Google do now.
Yeah.
We were trying to automate the bidding, automate the signals, but now Google have taken that upon themselves to do. So now we have to use automation to
layer it on top.
Yeah, exactly, what they do.
Yeah, that's it.
But as a throwback to old paid search management.
The good old days. Well, it's the thing is that we thought that PPC management was dead 5 years ago because of AI, didn't we? We had real nervousness around, is our jobs going to be redundant? Is the agency even going to work? Because AI is going to take over our jobs. And here we are 6 years later. Everyone just transitions, don't they?
Yeah.
I feel like the rest of the world is only just coming around to the idea that AI might take their jobs, and everyone's scared. But
we've been there, done that.
Got the T-shirt, and we've still got a job.
Yeah. Well, I think Google tried to go really AI focused with Performance Max, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then now they're rolling back on it because they've got basically a backlash and realise people don't actually like it. And now they're rolling back on it, making it more, they're making it less black box than it used to be.
That's it.
So they've taken a backward step.
You just got to learn to work with the automation though, haven't you? Don't just set and forget and think it's just going to do its thing on its own. You've got to be smart and figure out how the automation works and figure out how you game it to your advantage. Because like any idiot can set up a PPC campaign now, can't they? It's that easy. It's like a few clicks and you've got a PMax campaign. It's probably going to perform terribly unless you really know what you're doing. You've got to think about what you feed into it, how you set it up, how you structure it, all the data inputs. That's the way to run a good campaign these days.
Yeah. And normally people just set it up themselves. It doesn't work. And then they decide the channel itself doesn't work. And it's like, no, that's not the channel's fault. It's you've just not done it right.
Yeah, it's the human not understanding how the automation works. There's usually a human problem in most things that go wrong.
As we well know.
Yeah, so the more humans, the more problems.
Well, welcome to starting an agency.
Yeah, it's not as if we run a people business and the people are our product. Yeah. I think there's a real issue these days. You've got like two types of client. You've got clients that are not data driven at all and don't know what data they've got, don't know how to access it, don't know how to draw insight from it. And then you've got clients that are too data driven and are kind of paralyzed with their decision making unless they have enough data to make a decision.
Yeah.
And really the sweet spot is like somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think data itself is such a broad thing to say. Like data can be like clicks or anything. Like it's the actual data that, like, how good the data is matters.
Yeah. Basically. It's pointless unless you've got good insight, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like there's like three stages to it, isn't it? You've got to collect the data, you've got to present it in a meaningful way, and then that's like 98% of the work. But the 98% of the work in doing that is pointless unless you spend 2% of the time drawing the insight that leads to you doing something better than you did before.
Yeah. And often clients are just obsessive over and it makes sense, like revenue, like what is the revenue? But there's loads of data points that go into that revenue. Yeah. Especially if you look at like lead gen, there's like hundreds of different, not maybe not hundreds, like tens of different touch points you can measure.
Yeah.
But then when it actually contributes to revenue, that's all that really matters.
And like most people don't track the thing that aligns most closely to the business outcome as well. So out of the box, they'll track total number of leads.
Yeah.
But they won't think about the quality of those leads, and they won't think about how many of those leads generate revenue, or if you're an e-com business and you're generating revenue, but you're not thinking about the margin and the profitability and the new customer acquisition and the lifetime value, they miss all of that stuff out. And actually on paper, sometimes it's unprofitable because they're not looking at those things.
But then it's actually attribution as well. It's huge. As in, how do you actually attribute those leads to which channel, which click, like where do they come from?
But then when have you ever seen attribution projects done well?
Never.
As well. We've got some experience of working with some pretty expensive tools.
Never work.
That have just not worked at all, yeah.
I don't think they work unless we've seen them fail with huge businesses. Yeah. They're even less likely to work with small businesses.
Yeah.
I think you just have to like back the fact that the channels work. Like think of it from like a very simple perspective. Let's say Google search, someone searches for something, they're in market for it, they click on an ad, they then go on and make a sale. Like it's worth running.
It's relevant traffic.
Yeah. Relevant traffic.
Like the thing we always say as well is that so long as all the numbers are going up, that's kind of what matters, isn't it? You know, if your Google Ads tag is showing you that the conversions are going up, if the internal revenue's going up, if it's all going in the right direction, you're doing something right.
I heard a saying the other day, it was like 100%, 50% of marketing doesn't work, but the problem is you don't know which 50%.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not even that different, even though you can track the data, is it right? Like, you still don't necessarily know. Just because it says there's a conversion doesn't necessarily mean that it was attributed to that campaign. Yeah.
And then you can run a test, so you could turn something off, but then something will happen, like, I don't know, a competitor will go cheaper than you. And then you can then blame that on the test, and then there's so many different factors. Like,
so many variables.
It's testing, like that sort of testing is just so hard to do.
And there's such a buzz around incrementality testing.
Yeah.
Like that's just like, again, I've never seen anyone run a really good incrementality test that had a net positive outcome. Yeah. Like fundamentally, if you're turning things off or dialing things up in order to get a data-driven result, by default, part of that is underperforming or is not going to be performing well, or you're switching off a campaign that was working. And so quite often it can hurt the business by running these tests for the sake of getting some insight that maybe if you just used a bit of intuition and looked at the data you already have, you could probably figure out what the result is going to be.
Yeah. And they're hardly ever conclusive when they do run that. As in, you need so much data to actually get a result.
We did that attribution project, and months and months went into it. Like I think it cost the business hundreds of thousands of pounds, of which it wasn't our choice to do it. And then
this is not our business.
Someone else's money that we weren't responsible for. And like the output was invest 3% more in this keyword over this keyword. So
what the fuck?
What was the point in that?
No, it's so ridiculous. Yeah. You got kicked off that project.
I did. I was
for being too disruptive.
Yeah, I was vocally against that project.
At least you stood your ground when it was running. Saying this is completely pointless.
You got to stand up for what's right.
Yeah. God, you're like the Martin Luther King of PPC.
I'm a man of principle.
They'll go down to history, like Emily Davidson, all these sort of pioneers have stood up for what they believe in. Greta Thunberg, Rob Simpkins. This is the latest one on the list.
Mate, I'll take it. Wear it with pride.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, data's like a big challenge that a lot of our clients have, isn't it? I guess also sort of translating the business challenge into what we do as well is quite a big thing, isn't it? Yeah. Because quite often there's very specific challenges that a business might have that if you didn't really understand that business, you wouldn't be able to build a solution around it.
Yeah. Also, I think we can only impact what we run marginally, but the business has to, as in we can do what we do really well and we believe we do it really well. But then if the business isn't doing other things like pricing, like managing the sales funnel, everything like that, it's just not going to work.
We've always said like 20%, like a well set up campaign. If you've got a well set up campaign in that you're not doing something stupid and that it's just set up as it should be, it's probably only within your gift to influence the performance of that 10-20%.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be looking at the wider business and marketing strategy, because that's the thing that moves the dial 30, 40, 50%.
I think clients as well are very quickly to jump on agencies as well. If things go wrong, they're like, it's the agency's fault. Like, I mean, not all clients. Some clients do that.
Not our clients. Our clients are brilliant.
All our clients are amazing. I love all of our clients. We've had clients in the past, though.
And that's why we don't work with them anymore.
Yeah. Which are like, it's all gone wrong, what's happened, and it actually has turned out either demand's dropping, you know, they've changed pricing. There's some stuff that is completely out of control, but it just gets put on your shoulders because you manage it.
But that's why it's also on us to make sure that we understand what those things are and make sure we can talk about it, because it's pointless us going into a call on a Monday morning or doing a report and being like, performance is down or performance is up. We're going to take credit for when it's up. We're not going to take credit when it's down. Really, you should just sit in the middle and explain what's really going on.
Yeah, that's a big point. Is like, if things go up because of other outside factors, you can't shout about it because it'll just come around and...
No, you should try and explain it, try and understand it, try and explain it and figure out how you leverage it in the future.
Yeah.
Like if you know that performance is always good when the weather's good at the weekend, like build a strategy around that.
But sometimes things are being done really badly and then we can then help and change it and then it does massively impact performance.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I do think the level is increasing though.
Yeah.
Of the accounts that we audit and of the new stuff we see, it's quite rare these days that you see an account that's completely terrible.
Yeah.
There are some still.
But that's because like the structure, the best practice structure is simple now.
Yeah.
That's why it's very difficult to get the basic structure wrong.
Yeah.
But that's because the nuances on how to do it well are behind that structure is not even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like I think we had that question. I spoke to people before about like, are we using the right structure? But it's like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like it only really matters. You've got a keyword and ad. That's it really.
And a budget.
And a budget. Like splitting things in campaigns, location is the only thing that's worth doing.
Yeah. Or if you've got like a business, if you want to control,
yeah,
that's the only thing. If you want to control something, like you want to spend more on these products or these keywords, then.
But other than that, it doesn't really matter. You just
figure it out.
Portfolio bid strategy, optimize to maximize ROAS.
Yeah.
Set it up.
But then that's why it's harder than ever to get an edge as well, isn't it? Yeah. Because it's a lot easier to set up a campaign. Everyone's kind of doing the same thing. My campaign's the same as your campaign's the same as your campaign. How do you get an edge over the competition?
Yeah.
That's sort of where the data and the tech comes in, isn't it?
So when we first started, that was the edge agencies had was granular, wasn't it? SCAGs.
And structure, yeah.
Structure.
Yeah.
That's what they used to sell at the agency I used to work at.
Yeah. But now it's data, isn't it?
Data.
Data's the edge. Like, what data do you feed the algorithm? Like, the algorithm's only as good as you shit in, shit out.
Yeah. Shit in, shit out. I love it.
If you put good quality data in, you get better quality results.
Our Google app used to say shit in, shit out, didn't it?
Shit in, shit out.
All the time.
Did it?
Yeah. Shout out to Alistair. I don't know if he still works at Google. I know he left Google. It's all good.
Fuck Google. What? But that's why you got to understand the business that you're working with as well as possible. You've got to understand their data. You've got to be well versed in how you access that data, where that data lives. You've got to understand CRMs, you've got to understand e-commerce platforms, you've got to understand booking systems, because if you can't access that data, understand what that data means, then you can't leverage it.
Yeah.
Which means you're then at a disadvantage because everything's AI driven.
Yeah.
And the AI is only as good as the data that you put in.
And clients who have agencies need to be wary of that, and they need to be feeding as much of that data to agencies as possible. It doesn't matter what channel, SEO, paid search, social, whatever data you have, you need to give it to the agencies and hold them accountable for making those numbers go up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Don't just be looking at Google Ads tags.
Yeah.
Make sure that the agency is looking, if you're an e-commerce business that uses Shopify, give them access to Shopify and hold them accountable to the numbers that get reported in Shopify.
So I don't know. Like, I mean, some clients we worked with in the past have been quite funny about access, but I can't see the downside of doing that. No. What is the downside of giving an agency more visibility of the data that you're looking at?
Yeah, that's it.
I guess, yeah.
We came across a new client the other day, and they were talking about their current agency sort of refused to look at the CRM. So it's a lead gen challenge. Their Google Ads is generating leads, and they refuse to look at HubSpot because they said that wasn't their job.
It's wild.
And that's mental. That is your job.
Yeah.
Your job is to drive leads.
Increase
and then
HubSpot leads, yeah.
But it's not, your job isn't to drive leads.
No, yeah.
Your job is to drive revenue, and leads turn into revenue. So if you're not tracking that and you're not just looking at it, like there's so much you can get out of just getting inside a CRM, having a poke around and just seeing what's in there.
I get frustrated with lead gen agencies and relationships when the lead quality discussion is purely a phone call, as in you have a weekly call, and they either say, yeah, the quality's good or the quality's bad.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like what are the numbers? How many leads actually went to like further down the line to convert? How many leads didn't respond? Like you need actual numbers. I mean, sales teams give vibes, don't they? They're like, oh yeah, no,
it
seems
sales
okay.
Guys live their vibes.
It seems okay at the moment. It seems, yeah, the quality's all right. You know, yeah, had a few good leads. It's like, no, like what are the numbers?
Yeah, what does it mean? But it's like, how do you define what a good lead is as well? Because it's not even just do they progress down the funnel? Because sometimes 98% of them won't progress down the funnel, or there's not enough data to make a decision of, but you can always define what a good lead looks like based on the attributes. So if it's B2B, how big is the company? How long have they been around? How much turnover, employees? If it's B2C, are they a homeowner? What's their age? What's their demographic? That kind of stuff can all signal the quality of a lead. So if you can define that, you can have a much better conversation about whether you're driving good leads or bad leads.
Yeah,
you don't just live off the vibes.
That's why, I mean, B2C is probably, well, they have their different challenges, right? B2C is, well, for high inventory, like companies, it's tough.
Yeah,
they have so much inventory and they need to track profit. Also, resellers have to track profit, blah blah blah. But it's easy to attribute. This many clicks, this is the profit it drove.
Yeah.
Whereas lead gen, smaller inventory, smaller set of keywords, but
few products.
Yeah, but then actually realising what revenue it drives is tough.
It's harder, yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what we're good at though, isn't it? Yeah. It's like distilling complicated challenges. If it's like a really complex user journey from click through to like an in-person consultation to like an actual purchase, like it's such a long journey where it can get broken, or like in life sciences where you've got a scientist that does research in a lab and then they just copy and paste the URL and send it to procurement, and then procurement makes the end purchase by phoning their mate who works at that company.
Yeah.
It's like impossible to attribute. So you've got to figure out predictive solutions for how you get around that.
Yeah. And then you have to convince the client that that's the right way to go as well, which isn't always easy.
That's it, yeah. Because everyone's looking for this perfect world of attribution where, because there's data, they assume that it should be possible to track everything.
Yeah.
And quite often it's not. I mean, most people aren't even tracking, like the acknowledgement. If you ask most people what their cookie banner acceptance rate is, a lot of people don't even know.
Yeah, they won't know.
And if someone says decline on cookies, you ain't tracking that person.
No.
That person's not getting tracked. Even if you use the most technical server-side integrations.
Do you decline? I always accept.
Yeah. You just want the cookie banner to disappear, don't you? How do I make this thing go away?
That's why I'm all for no. Don't give them the option to decline, because some people would just be belligerent and be like, no.
That's not legal advice, though, is it?
Is that not legal advice?
Don't know.
I feel like you can do it somewhere or not. Okay, just for clarity, that is not legal. I don't want to get sued. I got a feeling, and again, this is just a feeling, and I feel like you can do it in America, but not in Europe. As in, you can have the option to not decline it in America, but you have to have the option in Europe or something.
Yeah, but it's totally different though, different parts of the world, isn't it? Like we were talking to a company in APAC and they don't even have that.
Yeah.
Don't even have cookie banners. They were talking to us about cookie banners like it was a totally new thing.
For the record, we have experts who do know the answer to these questions, even though we don't know the answer to these questions ourselves.
We just can't give legal advice.
Can't give legal advice, yeah. We'll stay on the fence.
So like having an agency relationship is not really any different to any other relationship you have with someone, isn't it? If you treat your client like your mate or your partner or something like that, it's no different. Like the fundamentals are the same. You need to have trust.
Yeah,
that's the cornerstone. Trust, honesty is the cornerstone of any relationship, isn't it?
Yeah. As soon as you're trying to like hide things or cover things up, you're going down a wrong path.
Which is quite common amongst a lot of agencies, isn't it?
It used to be both our agencies back in the day. It used to be more inexperienced people on the couch. Yeah. As in, they used to like lie about how experienced they were, or be asked to lie about how experienced they were. Yeah, it's just wrong, really.
And like cover up mistakes.
Yeah, cover up mistakes
and things like that as well. Like it's always better to be honest.
Yeah, and then whatever. Like, I mean, the client can decide if how bad the mistake is, or if that's up to them to decide. It's not up to you to.
Yeah, the problem with what we do is that it's so easy to make mistakes as well. Like you could just click the wrong button once, and you spend an entire budget for a month in a day.
Yeah. That hasn't happened though, has it? I once deleted a whole Bing account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was stressful.
One of our first clients, 77 Diamonds, they won't mind me saying this. So they were a client at my previous agency, and we almost bankrupted them. When we took on the account, I was about 6 months into my job. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. We rebuilt their global accounts, didn't consider where we should be investing from a geo perspective. Sounds stupid now. I mean, it was 11 years ago. We don't do this anymore. But spent all the money in Australia. They generated 0 sales in Australia. And they still credit me personally with almost bankrupting their business. Most important thing is you learn from your mistakes.
So that's how you build long-term partnerships.
Yeah. I can safely say that we've not almost bankrupted anyone since.
I mean, the answer to the question is results.
Yeah.
If you drive good results, you will have long-term partnerships and trust.
Yeah. Because fundamentally, you got to keep the people on the other end of the relationship happy.
Yeah.
And what makes people happy. It's almost like, it's like, don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Like get the results we want, hit the targets we want. It's almost like just by doing your job, that's what you need to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
To keep people happy.
It is.
It's so easy to lose the trust though, isn't it?
What's my favourite saying?
Something about buckets. Holes in buckets.
Trust is gained in
droplets
and lost in buckets. That's I've done 2 big sayings in this podcast.
What was the other one?
Well, no, that one was 50% of marketing doesn't work, but you don't know which 50%.
Oh, mate, I've heard that so much. That's not just you.
Well, by the trust and buckets, you give me.
That's yours. You can have that one. Yeah, that's yours. Yeah.
That is so true though. You could, like, if you mess up or things don't go wrong, you can lose trust, and it takes ages to build that trust up. Like trust is built over months and weeks of really good results, good comms, good actions.
Yeah. It is difficult though, because I was actually thinking about this yesterday, in that I'm quite a lazy person, in that I don't like reading instructions and I don't like listening to how I should do something properly. And most of the way that I learn is by making mistakes.
Yeah, it is true.
It's like I'd rather just dive into something, fuck it up, and then learn from it. But that's quite difficult in what we do, isn't it? Because you have got to give a bit of allowance for making mistakes. Yeah. If you don't make mistakes, you don't grow and learn. You can spend forever trying to figure out how to do something.
Well, you're scared to change it, aren't you? And you're scared to actually test.
Sometimes you just got to dive in head first and do it.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Here's another one.
I'm just a machine, just churning out.
That's not yours. That's Stefan's.
That's Stefan. He won't mind me saying that either. No, that is how it works. I was going to say that's not how it works, but it's how it works. Just test. Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, the other thing about the consumer behaviour is quite interesting, though. Basically, I think we're seeing way less brand loyalty
Yeah,
now.
for sure.
Like the world is now, it's not a race to the bottom. It's like
Transactional.
Yeah, it's transactional. I think basically it used to be brand loyalty because you could trust that brand. You could trust they're going to deliver on time. You can trust they're not going to rob you. You can trust it's all legit.
Yeah.
I think now most brands offer good delivery, good customer service, good quality.
But if you also think about the rise of the internet in general and social media, it's massively democratized the way that people can get their message out. Because previously, the only way that you could learn about whether there was a business that could offer you a service was they either did big TV campaigns, billboards, yellow pages, that kind of thing. And then it was all about the creative.
Yeah.
It was all about how can we build a brand and a really strong asset for TV. You don't really see that anymore, do you? Like I don't remember any TV ads I see. I don't remember any ads. No. People don't make good ads anymore. Like I remember back in the day, Nike's, Joga Bonito, football ads, like John West Salmon, where the bear gets kicked in the dick.
The Avit.
Yeah.
What was that?
John Smith's.
John Smith's. Avit.
Yeah. I don't remember any ads now.
No.
But it's kind of more because it's just about getting your message across. It's about getting the point to the person that might buy it. The targeting's so good, you've just got to be in front of them. It's more about getting your value proposition out there. It's like, this is what we do, this is what it costs, this is what we can offer, as opposed to trying to build a really sort of strong brand. Like that's still important, but it's just become less important because it's so much easier to get your message in front of people and there's so much more choice.
But also, if brands do mess up and they rip people off or don't offer a good service, it's going to be all over social media straight away.
Yeah, they get found out. It's true.
But it's almost like if you haven't heard anything bad about a brand, you just assume they're fine.
Yeah.
And that's why they're not.
And like reviews and stuff, like Trustpilot and Google reviews, like it's so easy to, if you've had a bad experience, to tell people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what that means though is there's less brand loyalty. Then now that's all about, it's kind of a level playing field in a way.
Yeah. So
but the reason the big brands win is like things like price and
economies of scale, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah. That's a big thing around data as well, isn't it? That the bigger advertisers have got more spend, which means they've got more data, which means the algorithm's more tuned in and they can leverage that.
And they have more like wastage. They can afford more wastage, so they can test. They can, as you were saying earlier, they can fail fast.
Yeah.
They can try things, fail, move on. Whereas smaller brands, it's like that kind of just hits the bottom line completely.
That's it. There's almost like a threshold, isn't there, of what you're spending on Google Ads. Like in the UK specifically, like the most difficult bit is probably getting yourself up to like 20, 25k spend a month.
Yeah.
Because every decision either way or every drop in efficiency really impacts you. Yeah. Whereas beyond that, you can probably afford a little bit more inefficiency for the sake of testing and improving.
Yeah. That's why I always find when we take on a new client that's never run Google Ads before, that's always kind of hard to get up and running and work.
Yeah.
Going from 0 to, as you say, 25k is the hardest step.
Yeah.
But if you can be spending 25k and be happy and it washes its face, you're in a good place, then you can think about, right, let's move, let's scale.
That's usually the sign of a healthy business as well, though, isn't it? Is there anything below that? Not to say that there isn't other channels that are working and that there's not a good business elsewhere, but to run a genuinely good online business, those are the levels you're talking. Whereas back in the day when I first started in PPC, it was easy pickings because no one had run Google Ads. The only people running Google Ads were the big advertisers of the world that had been picked up in the big media agencies. And we used to take on clients left, right and centre that had never run Google before. It was kind of easy because no one really knew what they were doing. You could get good results just by being an expert in PPC. You just had to switch the thing on and it would probably work.
Yeah, the ad depth I imagine was like tiny.
Yeah,
3 people going for.
Back in the day when there was ads on the right hand side of Google.
Yeah,
remember that the old right hand side.
That was like very early on.
Yeah, back when it was all about average position.
Average position, yeah.
The good old days. Whereas now you need to be way better.
Yeah.
It's way harder.
Well, you have to understand the business now. You have to understand your client way more now.
Yeah.
Whereas before you could literally just say, "Oh, we spent X and we drove Y."
Yeah.
And that was it. Whereas now it needs to be like, we spent X, we've seen Y on Google Ads. Like, how are you looking on your end? Like, how's your revenue? How's your business performance? Like, is it all working?
Yeah.
Loads more questions need to come into it.
The thing is, there's been such a big transition in the industry, hasn't there, though, from being manual to the automation. Like all of the buzz around AI at the moment is just nonsense.
No, I know,
isn't it? Like everyone's scared of it, and like we've seen it, haven't we? We've done it.
I don't know what, like in our industry, what more they can do AI wise. As in, I think the last like year or two, there have been hardly any like major updates.
No.
Like P-Max was huge, right, when it first came.
But even that wasn't. It was just merging all of the products that existed. It was shopping, search, display, YouTube. Those things have been around for years.
Yeah. But we were very against bid strategies when they first came out, right? We used to tell clients, do not run on bid strategies. It doesn't work.
They didn't use
they were, and it wasn't until it actually worked that we then changed our stance. Like, right, we should start using this.
Yeah. I remember one of my first clients back in agency days. It was a company called Euro Bookings, and they were spending a lot of money on PPC. And we did a test on display with target CPAs. This was about 11 years ago. So this was using Google's AI 11 years ago. It was shocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking. Didn't get anywhere near the results. But like the AI's been around for that long.
No, I know.
Everyone kind of thinks it's like a new thing. Like for anyone that doesn't work in this industry, or maybe other areas of marketing, they're just getting their head around AI now. Yeah. But AI's been...
The best thing that can happen is if, for basically competition for Google to rise, so let's say Apple, Microsoft's share increases, they all have their own AI, and then it's basically which one's the best.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing that can happen. Because at the moment, Google owns such a big market share, it doesn't really matter. You just have to use Google's AI.
Yeah. The problem is, the way that the LLMs are set up at the moment is it's a chatbot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you don't use a chatbot to buy a product.
No.
When you're looking to buy products and you're in market for a product, you still go to Google and you search for something very specific. You're looking for that product, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't go to a chatbot. Like if you're looking to buy a pair of Nike trainers, you don't go on a chatbot and say, where can I buy some Nike trainers? You go to Google and you just type in Nike trainers, and the page is so set up.
Yeah.
To be commercialized.
I wonder if the future will be like it would say, hairy options, this is the cheapest, this offers best delivery, and then they'll start sponsoring that and then monetizing that.
That's where it gets interesting, isn't it? Is where it can pick out the right product for you based on, like, if you give it a budget or something, or it can tell you hold out because maybe there's going to be a sale, or like the price fluctuates on this product. But
yeah, I wonder that's what they'll start doing. But then again, the thing is, as we said, like if Google, they need to monetize this AI overview, otherwise they're going to lose so much revenue.
But don't you also think that everyone's going to lose faith in the AI summaries if it's monetized?
Yeah,
because consumers are just going to think, well, that's just been monetized. Like I don't believe that because an advertiser's paid to put that there.
That's why I think. I mean, I don't know this, and don't sue me, Google. But I reckon they've ring-fenced the queries that show for AI overview, and I reckon they've ring-fenced certain queries that drive them a certain amount of revenue.
Yeah, I think there's clearly a reason why Google were late to the party with generative AI as well, and that ChatGPT came first, because Google was scared about releasing it and they hadn't quite figured out the way to monetize it. They had the tech.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen those AI overviews be wrong as well.
Yeah, all the time. Not that I use them day to day. 16 times an hour.
You use ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. What's the sickest tool you've ever built in PPC?
To be honest, it didn't work.
Yeah, they're the good ones.
Yeah, no, but the tool we built for a client which have they have jobs all over the country.
Yeah,
and then we mapped, so they have their warehouse.
Yeah,
we mapped on Google Maps all of the postcodes they pass through to get to that job, and then advertised on the route, so they could pick up a job on their way home, for example.
It was like dynamically changing the location targeting based on where the vans were in the country. Yeah. Sounds sick though.
It does sound sick, but the problem is though, I think at the same time they decided just to advertise everywhere in the country, so it didn't work.
Yeah,
it would have worked back in the.
Do you know the thing? Because we've been building bespoke tools for years and years, right? Like the things that always sound the best are always the things that never work.
Oh, I know, it's so true.
Like the things that work is always just the most simple solution.
Yeah.
That does the most basic thing. Like think about the most basic thing that turns the needle for your business. Like, have you got stock of this? Yes or no? Has it got good availability? Yes or no? Price good? Yes or no? That kind of stuff.
We have got some cool tech I mean, are we allowed to say, should we say clients' names or not?
I'd keep it generic.
Keep it generic, fine. Okay, so we have some cool tech, which, I mean, it's like they offer services all over the country, but we work out if they're able to supply that service at like a very granular postcode level. We basically work out the population of that postcode compared to like the bigger Google targeted postcode, and then decide whether to switch it on or off based on the population that can be serviced. So it's not like that's less than like a great like black and white switch on or off. It's like, right, 60% of the population can be serviced, so we're going to keep it on. And then you give the team like really basic inputs where they can tweak that, test that. Right, let's go from 60 to 40 and see what happens.
That's probably the example of the most sophisticated bit of tech that we've built that really does work.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's probably the most interesting. And yeah, as you say, we've seen good results from that as well.
Yeah.
So,
Bildo Baggins.
I mean, the thing is, I can't take fully credit for that though, because I mean, Abcam basically, I wouldn't have been able to do it without it. As in, they have created the logic.
What is Bildo Baggins?
It's basically a tool. So you give it a keyword, and it runs through this huge logic tree, which then outputs which like product category to go in. And then it builds like the landing. It doesn't build the landing page. It builds like the URL, builds the ad, builds everything like the negatives, and then it just builds it across the world.
It's pretty smart.
It is smart. But the logic...
It's smart because you didn't come up with it?
No, the logic's the logic's insane. Like the logic tree is insane.
Yeah.
It's like, does it contain this, and if not, and then there's like 50 different branches that go off.
But generally the bit we're good at is like taking the idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who comes up with the logic. It could be us, could be the client, could be anyone.
Yeah.
But it's how it's having logic is pointless unless you can action that in a campaign. I think that's the bit that really makes the difference as well, isn't it? Is come up with something clever that is actually going to make a change, that's going to impact your performance.
Yeah. And I think it's you basically need to work on at scale, basically. Like some people quite easy will see like one ad that's wrong, but if you've got 40,000 products, it doesn't matter if one ad's wrong.
Yeah.
Or 39,999 ads are right and one ad's wrong, great, it worked. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you would tweak stuff, and that's why that automation is so important. You basically want to look for themes that you then change, and you change it in the automation, then you implement it in the accounts.
You also need to focus on, because pretty much every account we've ever worked on, there's the Pareto rule, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like the 80-20. It's never 80-20 though, is it? It's like 5-10% of products or keywords are driving 80-90% of the value in the revenue.
Yeah.
So that's where you should focus your attention, not on the 10,000 other keywords that drive nothing.
Yeah, yeah. We've also done some good tech with like the high inventory e-commerce businesses.
Yeah.
Because basically there's loads of signals that people don't think of or take into account. Like the classic one, the availability. Like if something's in stock, out of stock, that does not tell the story. Like say a t-shirt, I mean, look at the size of me. If extra small, medium and large all in stock, extra large is
and
in
XL.
Stock. And XL. I basically need XXL. So that doesn't mean it's in stock for me. So like in stock doesn't mean in stock for everyone.
Google doesn't care either, do they?
No.
If you've only got an extra small t-shirt, they're still going to show that product
You're in
on
stock.
Google Shopping. They're going to say you're in stock.
I know we see
clicks.
that everywhere when you're looking. I mean, even when I'm shopping, you click through like shoe sizes.
Mate, my biggest thing on Instagram is when you see dynamic ads, and it's trainers that I've been looking at, and I know they don't have my size, which is why I've not bought them, and they continue to advertise that pair of trainers to me in like a size 6.
Yeah,
I need a 12, man.
That's a massive one that no one thinks about. No. Really. Well, we've not seen it.
No.
And then if you bait that into the bidding, it works.
Yeah, it's just like basic business logic, isn't it? Like you shouldn't advertise products that have got poor size availability or color availability.
Yeah. Don't advertise if you're not price competitive. Yeah. Don't advertise if you don't have. It's you basically there's way more to the data than people think.
Yeah.
And then that, like, I mean, we've seen that price competitive. You could like single out like Amazon.
Yeah.
Only advertise if you're competitive with Amazon. Don't advertise if you're not. Because everyone will just go to Amazon if they're price competitive because they do trust them.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, how do you think you're ever going to beat Amazon?
I reckon you need to be 25% cheaper, or I've made that 25% up, but they have to be an X% cheaper to fill it. Because even me, if something's 20 quid or 25 quid Amazon, I'm going to choose Amazon.
Yeah.
That $5 is way better to get it delivered next day, and you know.
Or same day.
Same day, and you know it's going to come.
Yeah.
So they're there. And then the thing is, where you need the tech, you need to do that for 200,000 products,
Yeah.
which you can't do.
So then it's like understanding where you get that data from in the first place, isn't it? Knowing where to look, knowing how to work with a client's internal system.
Yeah. Because I think I always break tech down into two different pipes. What the one is automate tasks that humans do, just to basically save them the time, give them more time to give like the account managers more time to think about strategy. Then the other side is to do things that humans can't even do. Like, for example, get the availability for 200,000 products and decide whether to bid it or not.
Don't you always think though, so to build a piece of tech takes time and effort and resource. You should always try and do that thing manually first.
True. Yeah, the first, even if it's on
first time you just test it on 10 products, just manually change the thing, whatever it is, every single day and see if it actually drives performance uplift. Like the amount of times someone might say, go and build this thing. You're like, but is it going to work?
Yeah.
Have you tested it? And if you don't have the data to back that up, it's pointless.
Yeah. That goes back to how you build long-term relationships, is driving results. There's no point you building fancy tech that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because the client actually won't care.
Like quite often the most impactful thing you can do in Google Ads, and it's the thing people hate doing the most, is just manage search query reports.
Yeah.
Negative keywords, cut out waste.
Yeah. But then you can even build tech just to make that quick. So people don't like doing it. People find it boring. So automate it, make it easy.
Yeah.
Like automatically output it. You just have to put yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, builds out an account.
Yeah.
Like that sort of stuff is where tech's really useful. And that thing is, that doesn't sound good though.
No.
That doesn't sound flash, doesn't sound fancy.
Sexy.
That doesn't sound like, location bidding on a route. That's literally just making an account manager's life easier, which probably has the biggest impact.
Get the basics right. Do the basics well. And that's what will get good results.
The basics are non-negotiable. I just made up a saying.
That was shit. The basics are non-negotiable.
Good basics are non-negotiable.
Don't. How often does the Google Ads algorithm fuck up your campaign?
Drives me mad at the moment. Any change, it just goes wild for a week or two.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. And there's nothing you can do other than let it learn.
You have to let it learn. Like the two key things are you've got to let it learn and you've got to communicate to your client what's going on and that it's learning. And sometimes the best thing to do with an algorithm is just do nothing.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to do in PPC sometimes is do nothing.
Yeah.
When you're sat there and you're looking at the data and you can see it every single day and you log in 5 times a day to monitor performance and you really want to change it to try and improve it. And the hardest thing to do is just nothing.
Yeah.
Let it do its thing.
I mean, the worst thing Google do is that when they spend double the budget for the first 5 days, like why?
Cheeky fuckers.
Why? And then they say, well, don't worry, we'll even it over like a 30-day period. I don't care. Like, I don't want you to spend double the budget and then half the budget.
But that 30-day period resets as soon as you make a change as well. It's
so
nonsense.
stupid.
Yeah, you give it a budget. Like, imagine that. Imagine if you get a budget to go like for your weekly shop, you get given a £200 budget for the month and you go and spend 500.
But why have they set their limit to double?
Sometimes it's more than double as well.
But why not just say, like, we're going to spend 20% more maybe? But like they just go crazy.
Or just don't spend more.
No, I know. It's so stupid, isn't it?
If you've got a budget, just spend the budget.
And I've seen people build tech before, which is like, oh, we'll set the hard cap. When it hits the budget, we'll pause the campaigns. But that actually is the worst thing you can do. Because it's never going to learn then. Then you re-enable the campaign, goes back into learning, and it just never learns.
It's funny how Google have built a system that just seems to spend more money, make more money for Google. Fair play to them.
It winds me up. It does. And then I find as well, if you've got like a period of like, let's say Easter, Thanksgiving, it just messes it up again. Yeah. It have a period, it have 1 day of low spend, 2 days low spend, then it will just double again.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, you've had 4 months to learn. You know that, and then you just have 1 day off and it just goes crazy.
But then does that not also show the value of having someone that's just on the ball all the time as well? Like there's no substitute for just logging into Google Ads and being on top of stuff. Like you can build all the tech and all the automation and all the reporting and everything, but if a human isn't logging into the account and just looking at it every single day, you don't stay on top of that stuff.
You need someone to be on top of it, because you need, say it's gone crazy one day, you need to be confident that the next day it is improving.
Yeah.
Otherwise, something could be wrong in the campaigns, and then if you leave it for a month, it's just going to go crazy.
Yeah. It's like Mark Zuckerberg came out the other day and said that his view for Facebook ads is that all you'll do is you give it a target and the creative. There's nothing else you can do. Meta will run the campaign for you. And that's bollocks.
Yeah.
That's never going to fly, because what happens when the performance is bad? Like, it's hard enough as it is to get hold of Meta support.
Yeah.
They're useless. And you think that advertisers are going to go and give them their hard-earned thousands of pounds and just let them run with it?
Yeah.
You have to have a human overseeing it. Maybe one day the AI will be so good that, but I don't see that. You're always going to need a human.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, Google support is rubbish now. All support is really
All
rubbish.
support is rubbish, yeah.
Because then they can't explain it.
Yeah,
Like the support teams, it's all AI and it's all bidding algorithms. They can't explain it.
but they've just sacked all their support
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah.
Arseholes. That's why you need to work with an agency. I know a good one.
Jellyfish.
What
What are the biggest lessons from founding and scaling an agency? What are the biggest lessons we've had over the last? I mean, how long have we been going now? I always forget. 7 years.
6 years?
6 years.
See that business was incorporated in September 2018.
It's coming up to 8 years.
7.
Fuck.
Quick maths.
I did physics at uni. You know?
Yeah, I got a master's degree. Went to Durham.
Particle physics, actually. The mistakes. The thing is, I think a thing we always tell each other, and we're really bad at this, is staying level.
Staying level, yeah.
Like you'll have clients, and as we discussed earlier, like you can't always control your client's performance fully. Like you do everything you can to maximize it. Some clients will struggle, some clients will leave, some clients will have really good periods. What we've learned is just try to stay level through the highs, stay level through the lows. Because if you stay level through the highs and lows, then you kind of can keep your head when things happen. If something happens or something's going wrong, right, what's the problem? What's the solution? How do we put that solution into practice?
That's it. And if you've got a genuinely good product, that will shine through in the end.
Yeah.
If you're offering good service and you're doing good work, you're not always going to get it right. But if you're getting it right more often than not, your business is going to be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But
in terms of lessons in founding an agency, I mean, we came from agencies which hired grads,
yeah,
which worked because they had training programs.
yeah.
You can't do that as a small agency.
We're a remote first business,
Yeah.
and grads need time with people. I feel sorry for grads that go into remote roles, having experienced hiring grads in a remote business, because they need to be able to ask questions. They need to have interaction with people. They need to get access to senior people and see the conversations they're having.
Yeah.
So advice for any grads would be go and find somewhere where you can get in an office.
Yeah, full time. But then no one wants to be in office full time anymore. So
No, that's it. It's catch-22.
it's the only way they learn. You only learn from, as you say, like being in an office. You've got people with like 2-3 years experience, all on calls to clients around you. You pick things up. You hear what they're saying. You hear what they're talking about. You hear even the small talk.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, you hear what they're chatting about. You know how to react. People just don't have that these days.
But the other thing with like an agency where the people are your product, like the most important thing is that you get the hiring right. We've not always hired the best people. We've not always had the best hiring processes. We've used recruiters. We've tried to do it in-house. We've got some things really right. We've got some really good people in the team, but then we've also hired some people that in hindsight, maybe we wouldn't have hired them.
Yeah.
It's so important to double down on that and put time and effort into getting the people right.
Yeah, like do you remember that Josh Greetham guy?
Yeah, what an arsehole. Oh shit, does he still work for us?
Yeah, the other Josh.
Lessons, do not hire someone that make you do a podcast.
Been good guy.
But yeah, I mean, doing it over again, I don't know what we do differently.
Mate, the one thing that is non-negotiable is you got to put the graft in.
Yeah.
There's like no substitute for graft.
Hard work, yeah.
There's been times when we've had to, we've done silly hours, we've done silly days, we've had stressful situations. Like you just got to graft for it.
Yeah. I think the price is you pay is stress.
Yeah.
If you have your own agency,
Yeah.
it's stress.
Yeah.
Like that is, it's not always. I think sometimes people think the toll is purely hours and like time you spend, but I think the stress you wear. And you absorb so the rest of the team don't have to is a massive price you pay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm grey. Any advice to aspiring founders? I mean, my advice is, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Like, if this goes wrong, doesn't matter. We can always go get another job. I know some people have different situations where they need money there and then.
Yeah.
But if you're in a position where the worst that can happen is you fail and then you're going to have to go find another job and you're none the worse, so why not?
The way PPC is now, though, as well, it's almost like a commoditized skill set in a way, isn't it? In the same way, like an electrician or something like that sort of job. And you just got to be good at it.
Yeah.
Just get good at something, get good at it, and then give it a crack.
Yeah.
Like if you're not very good and then you're trying to set up a business around it, then it's not going to go well.
Yeah,
But
there's no
you've got to
shortcuts.
Get good at something. Like go and work for an agency, go and work in house, do it for 5 years, figure it out, get good at it, and then there's no reason why you couldn't set up an agency to just do it well.
I think the problem, I mean, I sound like a granddad in this day and age, is like people see social media and think they're shortcuts. They can just, become a YouTuber and get rich.
Yeah.
I think that's quite unrealistic. It's a bit like footballers. It's like the number of people who actually make millions from YouTube are tiny compared. Like, you know what I mean, it's so difficult.
But the people that are at the top of their game on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook are putting in the graft and the hours to make content. They've probably spent years before making videos every day that got 0 views.
Yeah.
To the point where something worked. It's very rare that you get overnight success, even in something that goes viral.
Yeah.
There's usually a lot of graft that's gone in before that.
But that's advice. Basically, do it if you're prepared to graft and think, what's the worst that can happen? Give it a go.
Yeah.
Biggest challenge in Horizon 2025. To be honest, I don't see much changing this year, 2025. As in, economically, I feel like we've been in, like, the countries are kind of in a bit of a status quo at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there's no more wars.
Just generally. Not for the sake
not for
of
the sake
PPC.
of business. Just hopefully no more wars, no more big events. In terms of but I think we find, weirdly, as a digital marketing business, we are impacted massively from macroeconomic events.
That's it. You just want a period of stability in the economy and in life generally, don't you?
Yeah. Because when the economy struggles, marketing is often the first budget that gets
first
cut.
to go and last to come back, isn't it?
Exactly.
It sort of feels like we've gone through that period and the budgets are starting to come back and there's a bit more optimism. So, yeah, hopefully it's an optimistic rest of 2025. Hopefully Q4 sees people get their wallets out, spend some money.
But Q4, thing is, it all depends on Black Friday.
Yeah.
For e-commerce.
Yeah. Well, November as a whole, isn't
November, yeah. Is it going to be a good November or not? That'll tell you if it's a good 2025 for e-commerce businesses or not.
That's it.
It's like a really silly way of... It's been like artificially manufactured that way.
That's it. Yeah.
That's all we got time for. First podcast done.
Completed it.
Beers and PPC.
PPC and beers.
It's bloody hot in here.